Section 1, the copper update, what it really is and how to use it. Right, let's clear up the biggest point of confusion right away. You can't just load up a standard Minecraft world and craft up some copper swords. As of right now, copper gear is an experimental feature. This means you have to tell the game that you want to test out these additional features before you start your world. Mojang does this on major changes to get feedback before it's released to everyone. Think of it as a sneak peek that you can actually play with. These features are a part of something called the Drop Free 2025 experiment. So, how do you turn it on? It's a little different for Java and Bedrock. For Minecraft Bedrock Edition, it's quite simple. When you go to create new world, just scroll down in the in-game settings on the left. You'll see a section called experiments. In there, you'll find a toggle for upcoming features, likely labeled drop free or something similar. You just need to flip that switch. The game might give you a little warning that you're playing with fire because your world might not be compatible with future updates. Just click activate experiments and you're good to go. For Minecraft Java Edition, the process is also a part of world creation. When you create a new world, you'll see a button for data packs. Click that and you'll see the available experimental packs from Mojang. You'll want to find the one for the new copper features. Hover over it and click the little arrow to move it from available to selected. Just like Bedrock, you'll get a warning. Acknowledge that, create your world, and now you'll have access to everything we're about to talk about. It's a crucial step, because without doing this, copper is just used for spyglasses and lightning rods. But once you do, copper becomes one of the most important resources in your world. Section 2, finding and mining copper ore. Now that you've got your experimental world ready, your first priority after getting a stone pickaxe is no longer that desperate search for iron, it's finding copper. And here's the great news, copper is incredibly abundant. Copper ore generates in big blob-like veins, commonly found between Y level 48 and 49. This is fantastic news for any new player because it's the perfect height for the side of a mountain or maybe just dig down a few blocks. You don't have to risk the deep dark caves right away. You're far more likely to find a massive vein of copper than you are to find a decent vein of iron. But here is where copper's first major advantage comes into play. When you mine a piece of iron ore, it drops one singular raw iron. To make an iron chestplate, you need to find and mine 8 different blocks of iron ore. However, when you mine just one piece of copper ore, you don't just get one raw copper. It drops between 1 to 3 pieces of raw copper. Unless you've got fortune, then it drops even more. This is a complete game changer for gathering resources. Let's put that into perspective. For that same 8 ingot chest plate, you might only need to find 3 or 4 blocks of iron ore. You spend less time searching and more time actually progressing. This efficiency is the core reason copper gear might have a real shot at becoming meta. You need a stone pickaxe or better, so your progression is wood to stone and then immediately using a stone pickaxe to get a huge amount of copper fast. Once you've got a good stack, it's back to the furnace. Just like iron, each raw copper turns into a nice shiny ingot. Section 3. Crafting the full copper arsenal. With a fresh stack of copper ingots in your inventory, you can now craft a complete set of tools and armor. The recipes are exactly the same as the ones you know, so you don't need to learn any new patterns. No new homework to do here. First up, the tools. The copper pickaxe, axe, and shovel are all crafted with 2 sticks and 3 ingots. The copper sword only uses 2 ingots and 1 stick, whereas the hoe uses 2 ingots and 2 sticks. If you can make a stone tool, you can make a copper one. For just 11 copper ingots, you can get the full set of primary tools, axe, pickaxe, shovel, and even the sword just ready to go. Next up, the armor. This is where copper really starts to shine. For a long time, your only option before iron was leather, and if you can't find any cows, that is a real pain. Now you have a much more accessible and protective option. The copper helmet is 5 ingots. The chest plate, the most important one, is 8 ingots. The leggings take 7 and the boots need 4. That means for 35 total ingots, you're fully kitted out. And thanks to the high drop rate, gathering 35 ingots is incredibly fast. You could realistically do this within 10 to 15 minutes with a brand new world, but that is a feat that'd be much harder for iron. So now that you're geared up, let's see what this stuff can actually do. Section 4. Copper tools in-depth head-to-head breakdown. So, you have your new copper tools, but are they actually any good? Let's break down the numbers and compare them to what you're used to. Stone and iron. Let's start with durability. A stone tool has 131 uses. A copper tool gives you a solid boost over that, sitting comfortably between the stone's 131 and iron's 250. It's a perfect middle ground. It's significantly more durable than stone, which means you're going to replace your tools less often. Now, let's talk about speed. This is a huge factor. Copper tools are noticeably faster than stone. Whether you're chopping wood or shoveling dirt, you'll feel the difference immediately. It speeds up every single thing you do. They are still slower than iron tools, but they bridge the gap perfectly. Now for the most crucial tool, the pickaxe and its mining speed. This is copper's biggest limitation. A copper pickaxe has the same mining level as a stone one. You can mine coal and iron, but you cannot mine gold, diamonds, and redstone. This is a smart design choice to keep iron at that crucial step. You can't just skip it and go from copper to diamonds. You will always need an iron pickaxe to get to the late game. Finally, the copper sword. It deals 5 points of damage, which is the exact same as a stone sword. But here's the secret weapon, enchantability. Copper tools have a higher enchantability rating than even diamond tools, sitting just slightly below iron. This means you're more likely to get better enchantments on your copper gear early game, which is a massive advantage. Copper tools are a fantastic stopgap. They're faster, more durable, more enchantable than stone, which is a worthy upgrade. They just can't get you those endgame ores. Section 5. Copper armor in depth. Now for the armor, which might be the most compelling reason to invest in copper. Let's look at the stats. A full set of leather armor gives you 3.5 armor points. A full set of iron gives you 7.5. What about a full set of copper? It gives you 5 armor points, putting it squarely between iron and leather for protection. Durability is the same story. It's consistently higher than leather but lower than iron, so it will protect you more and last longer. But here's the real argument for copper armor: resource management. Iron is incredibly valuable. You need it for a bucket, a shield, shears, and eventually an anvil. Most smart players would argue that spending your first 24 iron ingots on this full set of armor instead of waiting and spending them on the game-changing utility items is a huge waste. This is where copper armor becomes the new meta. You can spend the far more common copper on a respectable suit of armor that offers decent protections and save all of that precious iron for the stuff that eventually lets you progress. It lets you be much safer much earlier without sacrificing your journey to these key items. It's almost always a better choice than leather, and it will let you use your first iron haul more efficiently. Plus, its enchantability is pretty good, sitting just a little lower than iron's. Section 6, the secret weapon, unique copper mechanics. Beyond the base stats, the copper set has some of the most unique abilities in Minecraft. First, oxidization. Don't worry, your gear won't go green. Unlike the blocks, copper tools and armor will not oxidize. They stay shiny and orange forever. Second, and this is a fantastic feature, you can recycle them. You can take any used copper tool or armor piece, even if it's about to break, and smelt it in a furnace. This gives you 1 copper nugget for every ingot used to make it. 9 nuggets craft back into an ingot, so nothing ever truly goes to waste. The biggest unique feature by far is the new copper golem and copper chest. Here's how it works. You can build a copper golem by placing a carved pumpkin on a block of copper. When you do this, the golem spawns, and right along with it, a copper chest appears. This is your only way to make the first one, and by picking it up, gives you the crafting recipe to make as many as you like. This little guy is a revolutionary early game automation system. You come back from a mining trip, dump everything into the copper chest, and the golem will pick up items and automatically sort them into nearby regular chests that are either empty or already have a similar item in them. It's a friendly little robot that handles the tedious tasks of sorting out your inventory. Like other blocks, the golem will oxidize and eventually freeze into a statue, but you can scrape it off with an axe to get it moving again, or wax it to keep it active permanently. This whole system adds an incredible layer of life and utility to your base that is really unique. Section 7, the verdict. Is copper the new early game meta? So, after all that, we're back to the big question. Is copper the new meta for the early game? The answer is a resounding yes, but with a few important details. The argument for copper is overwhelming. It's way easier to find and gather than iron. The tools are a direct upgrade from stone in speed, durability, and even enchantability. The armor gives you solid protection and frees up your precious iron for essential items like buckets and anvils. The recycling makes it resource efficient, and the golem provides automation we've never had this early in the game before. For the first hour of a new experimental world, the strategy is clear. Get a stone pick, find copper, and get fully kitted out. However, the limitations keep it balanced. The sword is no stronger than stone, and the pickaxe can't break endgame ores, so iron is still a mandatory step. You cannot live on copper forever. It's not here to replace iron, it's here to bridge the huge gap between stone and iron. Ultimately, copper gear succeeds perfectly. It solves the old problem of the early game grind, making the first few hours of Minecraft smoother, safer, and honestly a lot more fun. It enhances the progression without breaking it. Conclusion. So here you have it, every recipe, stat, and secret of the new experimental copper gear. It's a powerful addition that fundamentally changes the first few steps of the Minecraft world. But now I want you to think, will you be crafting the new copper gear in your next experimental world? Or are you just sticking to the classic stone to iron? Let me know your strategy down in the comments below. If this guide has helped you out and you're excited for the future of Minecraft, do me a favour and hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe for more guides that will change the way you play Minecraft. Thanks for watching and craft safe. Bye, Alan.